Hey guys, this is Sifra here, bringing you the Week 3 matchup between me and the Huntsville Hydreigons. This is going to be a fun game. I've played Hallader, coach of the Huntsville Hydreigons, a number of times, and it's always been a really fun, close match. So, looking forward to this one. Looking at his team off the bat, the first thing I noticed is that he either doesn't have defog, but he has to have defog, so it's going to be on the Flygon. The Linoon, I think, is a questionable bring because I've got two really fat Pokemon in Audino. Oh shoot, my Audino is pre-Mega. I'll have to fix that real quick. So we play custom games, and every once in a while I forget that it allows you to bring a Mega Pokemon to the game. Let me just fix that in Team Builder real quick. I'll probably drop this and then send him an invite. Glad I caught that now because that actually makes a difference as the game goes along. I'm going to forfeit that one and send him another challenge. Bear with me just one moment as I send the challenge out to him. Alright, sending him a challenge. The reason you're not seeing it, I do my team building on the phone. So I was just doing that there. Much better. Sorry about that, man. But yeah, so Linoon is here. And my regular and Mega Audino. We'll see how that goes. I'm not sure if that's a great bring against me. Looking at it, I wouldn't be surprised if he had something Scarfed. I think this has to be defog, so I don't think it's going to be Scarfed. So I'm thinking either Mammo, but I don't think it makes as much sense. So I'm thinking this is Scarf Chandelure, which could actually give me some trouble. I'm going to have to rely on Hydreigon to check that. So we'll start with Zeraora. Let's see what he wants to do. I have Shucka Berry on this, so I am okay just starting off with the close combat and seeing if he's just going to fire off Earthquake. I think that might kill me, though. Yeah. That's just going to straight up kill me through that amount of HP. So what he could do here is go out to the Chandelure. I think I'm going to go for the Never-Ending Nightmare, because it'll take out the Mamoswine that catches the Chandelure if he wants to try to save it. Because this is going to be immune to both of my stabs with Flash Fire and with its Ghost typing to take on my Fighting type moves. I think that's his best switching if he doesn't just want to give me Mamoswine. And at the very least, it might give him some pause before he switches into it. Okay, so he did Ice Shard. I don't mind popping the Never-Ending Nightmare. It hits the Chandelure pretty well with just Shadow Claw, but that was more there to help against a Slowking, which could come in. I think that alone should be enough to scare Chandelure. I am glad that Mamoswine's gone. It's a little bit of a shame that I had to lose my Zera Aura, but I was willing to make that move just to get the damage off on Mamoswine to help the Expert Belt Thunderous in the back, which is actually going to have a really good time with his team at this point. So Beedrill is a problem for me unless I can wear it down nicely. I'm going to go hard into Hydreigon, see what he's going to throw off.
Actually, I really like this one.
That might be Specs damage. I'm going to run a calculator on that real quick. What am I talking about? That is... I actually don't know. Chandelure is really strong, and I don't want to underestimate it, but I also don't want to overestimate it. So I'm going to run a calc on that anyways. I am a max HP set with a little bit of SPDEF investment. We'll see how much... That might actually be Modest Scarf looking at it. Because that was a flamethrower. I'm calculating that is... Actually, that is right in the roll for a timid Scarf something. Huh. He doesn't really have a good switch in if I want to go for Dark Pulse here. So I'll see what he's going to go for. Okay, he does have a defensive-leaning Celesteela.
It's like
I'm gonna make the aggressive Thunderous switch here just to see what he's gonna go for.
Pop R&B kind of drums. I don't know what's happening right now. That should be enough drums. We're just gonna split it by two.
I think staying in here is not a great play by him. Mostly because he doesn't know if I have Nasty Plot. And if I Nasty Plot up, he's not in a great position. What I really want to get rocks up so that I can continue to pressure his team and come in with Thunderous late. I really need to get rid of the Beedrill so that I do better. If he goes Flygon, it's obviously not going to work with the Volt Switch. And then my play is going to be Audino to come in. I might not even Mega it because it's a viable Beedrill switch in. As in, Beedrill can't 2-hit KO it with Poison Jab before it Megas and takes on the Fairy typing as well. I really do wonder what he's going to go for. It's nice knowing this is a defensive Celesteela, though. It's probably got Leech Seed, Protect, Flamethrower, and Heavy Slam. Pretty common Celesteela set. In the future, I might just be able to go substitute with Hydreigon to get him in just uncomfortable situations with his lack of recovery. Because I'm probably going to have to chip this down a little bit. He does just go straight for that. I'm going to go to Audino and see what he's going for. Comes out with the Heavy Slam.
That dropped kind of nice.
I'm going to throw off a Thunder Wave here, because I still have Regenerator on this before I do anything. So when I do that, I can take a little bit more of his health away. And I might go back out into Hydreigon and start subbing up. I can sub-Roost stall this a little bit now that he's paralyzed.
Thank you so much for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Big thank you.
We can play around it a little better. He's got Giga Drain. That catches me off guard. I didn't really expect Giga Drain to be on this.
I'll see you guys soon.
Heavy Slam should be able to take away my subs, though. But between some nice Dark Pulse flinches, I think I can outlast this. I might just try roosting up and seeing what I can do. He does go out into the Beedrill here. I like that play. And I'll just go straight out into Skarmory. Maybe he'll go for a knockoff. But every time he U-turns on the Beedrill, if he doesn't remove that, he's in a little bit of trouble. So we're going to go back out into Hydreigon. I don't think Chandelure really has anything, except he could go for Trick if he is Scarf. But in that case, I really don't mind taking his item as much.
Actually, I really like this one.
Back out into Beedrill. This is a losing exchange for him because he keeps taking damage.
I want to make it a bit higher.
So he's going to have to switch it up at some point with the Rocky helmet. I'm curious if the Celesteela even has Protect at this point, because we've seen that. I guess Giga Drain, he must have been concerned about my Seismitoad being a potential switch-in for it. But I feel like he has to have Flamethrower, or else he's just straight up walled by Skarmory. But I really want to see it before I bring Skarmory in. If I see that he doesn't have Flamethrower, there's the knock. Okay, he made the good move there. He'll switch out, and I can get up some rocks now. That's good. I was starting to wonder if he had knock. I thought it was a really important bring against me this game so that he could remove that. I have to be careful, too, because he's starting to get Skarmory.
It's like...
Oh, did we just now send Link?
The chords go with like a pop
Whoops.
R&B,
He's starting to get
drum.
Skarmory into a bit of a dangerous range here.
We're just gonna split it by channel.
I'm just gonna go for a Dark Pulse here. I don't think he really switches into this great.
Let's get a baseline though. This is why learning Roman numerals
And
is so
with
easy.
one flinch here, I can actually take this out of the game, which would be awesome. I don't love dealing with Celesteela. There it is. There's the para.
And then that's it.
This is going to be a close one, but we're going to go for it. I could also try to sub and see if I can get out of here with more health than I deserve. But I'm going to take a chance and go for the
This
kill.
definitely sounds like the main part, so let's kind of just do
Now at this point, I am going to try Roost stalling to see if I can get a para like that and come out of this with enough to switch in comfortably to Chandelure.
That's good.
I think his best play at this point is Flygon,
Maybe a pad?
because it's going to scare out Hydreigon. My Skarmory is getting a little too low to comfortably check his Linoon, which is not good, because... well, actually, I don't have much that allows Linoon to set up, unless I'm a little bit uncareful with Audino. Everything else has a fighting-type move on it, so it should be challenging for him to set up with Linoon.
We need another melodic instrument in this section.
I think his defog is going to be on Flygon, and if it is, that should be the move for it. It could also be double Scarf, and that doesn't even mean he could even still have Flygon going on out there.
Thank you so much for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Big thank you to
I'm
Decent Audio for
gonna
sponsoring
keep
this
giving him
video.
the damage
Right now,
on
the
Skarmory if he comes into Beedrill.
description, you can get this pack for
Really, Beedrill makes me uncomfortable in this matchup,
I'll see you guys soon.
because there aren't many things that outspeed Zeraora, but Beedrill does, so I didn't even try to get close to it when it came to putting EVs on it. Wow, defog Beedrill, that's cool. Okay, so that makes me wonder if Flygon could be Scarf, but defog on Beedrill I really like, because I can just spam rocks and get rocks up. And his Beedrill's only going to have 2 more switch-ins. But I need to keep Skarmory good, because now I'm starting to think, hey, Flygon might have health. And we don't want Flygon to have health. Sorry, did I say health? We don't want Linoon to have health, because my Skarmory's low on health. And we don't want Flygon to have a Scarf, because then it could be a little bit dangerous in the late game. But honestly, I've got 3 Pokemon that are immune to ground and 1 Pokemon that's immune to fairy left in this. So looking at it, Scarf Flygon might not be as scary as I was thinking. I should probably be more wary of a Dragon Dance set and what it could do to me. But regardless, super fat Audino should be able to help with the Flygon. I don't know what a Linoon can do to Skarmory, how much damage it can do to a Skarmory. So I'm going to run a calc on it. How much does the full set Linoon have? Extreme speed is going to do like 38. He might have Shadow Claw, because I think that's his best bet of getting around Skarmory. And Shadow Claw is going to have a roll to KO from this range. And that's less than ideal. So he keeps going to Beedrill here. I guess he's trying to weaken my Skarmory a bit. I'm going to have a really tough decision. On if I want to get health back on Skarmory to help against any sort of sweeper he might have. That he's getting me into range of Linoon is what's going on here. So I have to be really careful. This is a good play on his part. It's gonna force... He's got me in a tough position right here, being honest. If he Dragon Dances, I'm in a bad position if I don't Whirlwind. Nothing's going to be faster than it. I'd really need Audino to come through with Dazzling Gleam. Let me see how Audino can do against this. If I have my Audino Mega... How much is it going to be taken from a Flygon? So let's say a +2. Let's get really scared of it. Let's say it got up to +2. If it has Iron Tail, I could actually be in some trouble. I am afraid of Linoon though. I'm going to Whirlwind. Okay, I made the right play with the Whirlwind. Linoon comes out. That's about as good as that could go. Because with Linoon out here, I can roost. That's amazing. With Linoon out there, I can roost. I get outside of the range. That Whirlwind. That couldn't have gone more in my favor. That's what I'm typing out here. People are often going to talk about RNG in terms of hacks or a crit or something. That was huge. If Chandelure comes out there, he can maintain momentum, keep pressure on me. If Beedrill comes out, he just sacked Beedrill anyways. If Beedrill comes out, he can do the same thing, keep momentum. I had a 1 in 3 chance of that working fantastically in my favor. And it's safe to say that it did. I think I'm going to go Infernape here, thinking he might go for a double. Wow. He went for the trick. So I am free to fire off a close combat if I want, or I can U-turn as well. I went to Chandelure because I was anticipating he might try doubling into Linoon to catch my Hydreigon and try to have something to set up on. This is really bad for him, so I'm going to pick up a kill with this close combat. Or he's going to keep using Trick. I could click a U-turn eventually. I'm going to click Close Combat again. This is really funny. He's trying to give it to me. I might click U-turn and try to get the choice away from this onto Thundurus, which then might give him some trouble. I'm going to click Close Combat again. He has more PP than me, so he can afford to do this. I'll go Shadow Claw this time. I even get the crit. There's that RNG coming through. We're going to go out to Audino here. And maybe not. I think my play is just to click Close Combat. And then I think Thunderous can clean up. Or maybe this guy can just clean up with Close Combat. This is another one of those. This is gonna end here. This is one that was... I feel like this happens a lot when I play him. It was a hell of a lot closer than a 5-0. Because honestly, he had me in a good position until I got that Whirlwind play correct and got the RNG on top of it that allowed me to get my Skarmory back. Because a +6 Linoon might have cleaned from there. I was actually in a really tough situation with Skarmory there, as low as it was. With Audino, I guess it had Regenerator, so it was going to come back in at a higher percentage of health. But all these guys, none of them are all that fat. Hydreigon might have been able to take one, but I didn't run the calc. And I'm probably not going to because the battle's over. Really got lucky as well on the Infernape switch in, because I was totally trying to call the switch in to Linoon on a double, and I look like a genius for going to my Z Crystal on the trick. Shout out to my buddy Corey, who's probably one of the only people watching this. Maybe some other people watch it, but he talks to me a lot about it. Apparently my last video, when I left, I've just been using some YouTube playlist that is supposedly nice, calm, some EDM music and stuff. And apparently in the middle of my last video, it played an ad for about 2 minutes in the middle of things. So if you heard that ad again, I'll pretend that I'm sponsored by them and that I'm playing their stuff in the background, and that it's not because I'm too lazy to find a proper playlist. But yes, so this went about as good as I could have anticipated, especially for losing my first Mon on turn 1 and ending up with the 5-0. Again, it was a lot closer than a 5-0 indicates. That's one of the problems with using differential in Pokemon. This puts us at 2-1 plus 8. Plus 7? Either plus 7 or plus 8. 2-1 plus 7 or plus 8. Keeps us in a good position. I'm realizing at this point that I think the team that you're going to see a lot of the time is going to be these first 5 Pokemon and something else to help fill out the team. Because honestly, while I didn't draft great, these top tiers here are pretty difficult to work around, especially with the flexibility and the offensive power, and the fact that Skarmory checks, 2 or 3 Pokemon on every single team, and is just awful to prep for. All in all, a good battle. Thanks for watching. I'll be here next week. Don't forget to watch. Goodbye.